Welcome to the Winnie Podcast. This show is focused on empowering ranchers. Whether you're a seasoned rancher or just getting started, we'll guide you on how to use the infinite banking concept as an alternative way to finance your operations. It's a better way to think about money. Join us as we discuss planning for the future, attracting the next generation, and the art of keeping more money within the family. Here's your hosts, Winnie and Lacey.
So I am so happy because I literally just had an opportunity to meet you just yesterday. And I don't know, we just hit it off right away and we're just getting to know each other. And we are here at Heart of the Horse 2025. And we're going to have just a quick chat about money. And one of the things that I was sharing with Debra Nelson here is that my mission is to heal the financial divide that is going on in our North American world, where we quite often blame the 1% and everybody else. And I'd like to change that narrative. I'd like to empower ourselves to create our own wealth and know that it's actually possible. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I am so thankful to have met you. And yes, I think we have a lot of common interests in life. It sounds like in our short experience together.
So one of the conversations that I asked with Debra is, in your life experience so far, if you could share any wisdom or, what would you say to, like, knowing what you know now, what would you say to your 20-year-old self or 30-year-old self or 40-year-old self?
Okay. I feel I don't have many regrets, but I surely could have done a lot of things different in my life. And especially things that have to do with having a retirement at 71 years old. And I know I haven't done that part of my life right. So, but there's never say never. I'm ready to find a new avenue to solve my problem, which money I don't feel is a big problem, but it sure helps if you have a little extra to go around.
Mm-hmm. Especially if one of, like, I think it's natural for most everybody to want to have a sense of freedom and a level of choice.
Absolutely. Isn't that what we strive for? And especially financial freedom. In these days, it looks like, I don't know where we're going, but you need to have all your bases covered. And that's one of them that I need to cover.
Mm-hmm. And so what was it that you feel that you could have used a little bit more of to help you guide you through, like, if things could be a little bit different now, financially speaking?
Yes.
What do you think some of the gaps were for you?
I think it's someone to direct me. I am not a leader. I am a follower, and I need someone to direct me in the right direction so that I can feel secure.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically it is just like really being guided, but what kind of guidance is it that you specifically would have wanted? Like someone to have sat down with you, or just someone that you could have listened to? Or
I think it's more so to have the steps to follow so I do it properly, because I am a terrible one to procrastinate, and I'm terrible at starting something but not finishing it. But I think if I had someone there to guide me, I could follow through and do this right.
And then I guess my other thought process is just, what else do you think you could, share in the sense of over the course of your lifetime, things that you've gone through and you've learned? Is there anything that you feel like you could share with other ladies, young ladies like myself?
Oh, yes. There's so many things, and especially family. I feel rich with family. We all get along. I have 5 brothers and sisters, and And then I have 2 children of my own, and it's just wonderful to have them. But I would love to, I've never had enough to really help them out. They work hard, and I would love someday to be able to leave them a legacy, something where they don't have to work so hard the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think I think it's most parents' desire. Although it's interesting, Deb, I actually have come across some individuals who are just like,
they're on their own.
I'm just gonna, yeah, they're on their own.
Really?
I'm gonna spend every last penny I have, and I'm gonna like make the last check bounce kind of thing. And, and so there are certain individuals that I feel like do absolutely feel that way.
Well, but we're all individuals. That's the thing about freedom.
Yeah.
Is we shouldn't be the same as the next person.
I don't think it's possible.
Absolutely with family. And the more I could help my family, the happier I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's wonderful. Like there is no set formula of what is right, I think there is, but there is no set formula on like to what degree help, like how much help you leave your family once we graduate. Right?
Yes, I totally agree and understand where you're coming from, but it has to come from the heart. And I feel my heart is saying that I can do more. I want to do more to help them, and I want to help my church, and I want to help my community. And I feel the way to do that is, and I feel these days we rely too much on the doctor healing us or this healing. We have it in ourselves, and with the Lord above to help us, that we can step out and do some things on our own. And I'm finally realizing that it's finally sinking in.
As it relates to your health or
health,
also
financial, relationships. I feel every part of our life is connected with different ways of doing things properly. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I don't know. I love hindsight.
Okay.
In a way, like I love learning from other people's journeys and other people's mistakes. And I also like looking back. I think back now, I'll be turning 50 years young this coming January. And I say that because I mean, my grandma was able to live past 100.
Oh, wonderful.
And when you have someone so close to you, like sort of like hit that mark, you think, wow, like it's actually.
Can I do it?
Yeah, can I do it? Like, I wonder, right? And actually, since that time, I'm actually becoming more attuned to people who are like actually aiming to live to like 130, 140, 150.
Right.
If you can imagine that.
Oh.
And of course, the question always becomes, okay, for some people, they don't want to even live past 80, but there's definitely a subsection of humans that really do. But then the question always becomes, okay, I do want to live that long, but at the same time, I also am concerned about how I'm going to afford to live that long, right?
Yes.
And then comes the question of like, sometimes it's not a matter of strategy or black and white things. It's a matter of faith that you can.
Absolutely. And she gave you the encouragement to strive for that, which is amazing as well. And we are here at Heart of the Horse, and I train horses and have all my life. And it is just like life. You have the chance, you jump on it, you do the right things, and the outcome is positive. So I'm ready to jump on ship and make a change for the better.
Awesome. And now that you're 70 years young, what is next for you in terms of like what you're going to do to bring in more income for yourself?
Well, I have been listening to some podcasts and watching some videos on infinite banking. So I've been very, very interested for over a year, but I just didn't know how to go about it. And one fella I did talk to, kind of explained that I needed so much income every month to keep everything generating, and I don't have that at the moment. So I felt I'm not set to do that yet. But I feel after visiting with you that there are opportunities that maybe I can step in the door and get started and maybe succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, sometimes when a person comes across infinite banking, specifically here in North America, being Canada and the US, Canadians can quite often, actually most of the time, find out about the infinite banking concept through US advisors. And some US advisors, I think, for example, here, Chris Nagel. Chris Nagel. He was the one that you ended up listening to. And personally, like, because Canada is different, it's a different jurisdiction. A lot of the things are genuine, a lot of the things are the same, but the options and taxation pieces they're different than that of the US. But I will also share that when I first started implementing the infinite banking concept, again, which is more of like a mindset, a strategy, right? And because you're listening now, I mean, sooner or later, you're going to find out that the financial vehicle used to drive that thought process happens to be a dividend paying whole life insurance contract, which is not all created equal, by the way. So you really do need someone like myself, like Rancher Way, who does this 100%. Their whole business model is set up and designed to service clients who want to implement the infinite banking concept successfully, right? Because it isn't a product. This is a process. And half the battle, the easy part is getting interested in it. The next easy part is applying and hopefully being able to be in a situation where you can set this up so you can implement it in your life. And it's something you do have to qualify for. It's not just something you get to do because you're interested in.
Right? I get that. And yeah, Rancher Way sounds like a good avenue for what suits me at this time. So yes, I'm all in to give it a shot.
Yeah. And I wanted to add to what you were saying. Like when I first started, I was just at the very tail end of a relationship.
Oh, okay.
And I really didn't have a lot of money. Right. But I knew I really wanted to start somewhere. And it couldn't be at an X amount. Like there are just some advisors that prefer to deal with people that can do it right away. I myself wasn't one of those people. Like I actually started at $110 a month. That's what I started at. But that's what I could do. Right. But your ability to grow your own, like, so to speak, like the Bank of Winnie or the Bank of Debra.
Right.
Everyone's like a fingerprint. Like everyone is different as to when we can start and how much we can start with.
Okay.
So there's hope. And there's hope.
Oh, that sounds awesome, because all we need is hope to make things work if we go down the right trail.
Yeah, absolutely. So Debra, what are, before we end today and our time together, what again, anything that you can think of right from your heart in terms of like being able to share with other individuals that you may never ever meet, but if there was something that you could offer to them in terms of just like anything that you could help them prevent from making a mistake or any advice from your heart.
Yes, and I feel that comes from the things you hear when you're younger. Save so much % of what you make.
Yeah.
And it will add up. And so many of us don't do that. And I am a victim of that and my own doing, that I have not saved. And now I don't feel a crunch yet, but maybe when I can't work, another 10 years when I'm 81, maybe I better have something out there just in case, because rent is never going to change, and groceries are going up and up and up, and everything. Life is just, it costs a whole lot more these days. So we should be prepared.
And my question to you is, like, you knew about the idea of saving growing up.
Absolutely.
But to acknowledge the thought process that you might have had Like what was it that you were saying to yourself that prevented you from saving all along?
I don't think I said anything to myself. It's just I don't listen. And I'm a procrastinator. And it just didn't sink in till now. I'm a slow learner.
I am too, in some areas, for sure. I am too. Yeah.
But I'm willing to start learning now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's ever too old to learn something new.
I love that attitude. And Nelson, our Nelson Nash, who was one of my mentors, he graduated to heaven March 19th of 2019.
Okay.
So he exited stage right at the right time, in my opinion.
Yes,
he missed
the lucky guy missed all the chaos.
He did.
The pandemic.
Yeah. And
exactly.
But I'm sure he's laughing, and I'm sure he would have been laughing all the way through it.
Yes, Chris Nagel talked about him a lot in the videos and interviews that I've seen with him, and sounded very interesting.
Yeah, indeed. And he always he basically it was his mission. He never thought of sharing the infinite banking concept as work at all. It was
really?
He said, I think there was more than a number of occasions where he said, man, the last 20 years of my life has just gotten even more exciting, with what he's been doing and what he's been sharing. And he really was sharing the infinite banking concept right up until he could.
No, good.
And he always, whenever I picked him up from the airport when he was in this area, he'd always have a book with him, carrying around a book, constantly reading, constantly learning. And he was also a shining living example about, it's just keep learning because you keep growing and it fills you up somehow. And I feel like we need more people like yourself just to say, yeah, I'm open.
Well,
and let me
I
keep
think
learning.
There's a spark. I think finally, or the light bulb comes on. That's a good one I use, is when the light bulb comes on. Maybe you should pay attention now and take advantage of it and get started.
Yeah.
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 So this coming here this weekend might be a very, very positive, enlightening part of my life, which I look forward to.
Yeah. And I look forward to being a part of that journey, Debra.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me about this because I'm ready.
Awesome. I'm ready too. All right. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here with me today, Debra.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So glad you leaned in with us on the Winnie podcast. We truly hope you're feeling more informed and empowered to take another step towards optimizing your financial life. Right now, make sure you hit subscribe so you can keep growing and learning with us. Until next time, we wish you prosperity in every area of your life.